Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. I had the Brimlers again, but you know that's what happens in this electronic world. But what I want to do is we got William Murray here. Murray's been here. He's been trying to get the business world into this area. When I say I'm talking about African American business, and what happens is that we have to get the young people. They have to get orientated because what happens is that, hey, you're not free unless you're economically free. That's true for everybody. Bill, tell us about this round table. Just, you know, off camera, I was talking about it then, about the physical aspects of it, about how it functions.
Well, as usual, it's always a pleasure to be with you. And we have on the third Friday of each month, we call it the Third Friday Business Roundtable. And we have businesses from all over come in, and we troubleshoot each other's business. We talk about what it is we're doing that's successful, so those who are maybe having some issues or some struggles, can take up what we do, because we've got to talk to each other. The answers are right there, because what I'm not doing, you may be doing. If you tell me what you're doing and it's working, I may have to get to try to build and grow mine. And we're also emphasizing on that, that we're asking them, if you want to, you can bring your teenage children. And we have a lot of young people there in their early 20s, 30s, and that are young at business, because we want to give you the edge. We don't want you to fail. We want you to be able to be successful, so we come together and business, every walk of life of business. We don't have who can and who can't come. All you got to do is just show up, and it's like I said, the third Friday at the Institute, and it's always from 6:30 to 8:30. So it's 2 hours that we get a chance to brainstorm and talk to each other and help each other build and grow, work on our issues. And like one thing I tell them, what's ever said in that room stays in that room unless you're talking positive about the business once you leave the room. And it's so fantastic, Ed, and all the business people that come, they get a chance to discuss their business and find out how to build and grow their business to that next level. And see, that's the thing. People get stuck where they are, and we try to tell you, don't get complacent. Always work on building it and preparing it for, you got to be futuristic.
Right. And see, what you have to emphasize too is a financial system. There's a financial system in this country that works. And this is the thing, it's not working for African American, where they have difficulties at the banks, at the credit union, which they have, most of them have all the money in the credit union and the banks. And then when they get ready to, open up a business or something like that, they can't get the funds necessary.
But Ed, and there's organizations out there and there are systems out there, Ed, and people out there that's willing to help finance your business without going to a bank. You just got to find out how to do the documentation, the presentation, where they'll notice you or they'll accept what it is you're doing for the money you need, if you can show them how to get return on their money. There are investors out there, they're looking to do that. They're looking for businesses.
Well, some of them will be at the forum so that they can ask questions along the line of finance.
Or say, like hypothetically, you were one that got a company to do that.
Yes.
Well, then you're going to tell us what you did.
You have CEOs there, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
That already in business.
That are already there. That some of them are $1 million companies, and some of them are beginning companies. You know me, I've been an entrepreneur now for over 40 years.
Yeah.
So I've been out there a
so
long time.
You know what I'm talking about when I emphasize that fact of finance and how the system works, and the way that I call him Dump, where he's working with our system now with the coal miners, in which he's selling the bit where they're going to open up the coal mine and then forget about the air problem that they have, which people will get sick, and then they have to use the Obama plan, which they don't want to do. You're right, because of the cold, you know, purification.
You-
This is the thing. But anyway, now where is that going to be? Tell
It's
us
going to be in
again.
my institute at 8101 Sandy Spring Road. That's in Laurel, Maryland. It's in Suite 290. That's 20707.
Okay.
And it's easy. It's right off the Beltway, off of exit 31. You go to exit 33A, and it's right there.
And then you promised that some of the youngsters that have been involved in your business program, you're going to have some of them on the next show. Next time
I'll come on air.
you have some of them that have been through the system and how the system has really worked. See, a lot of young people, they don't feel they have confidence, especially when they go to college, they get a degree, and they come out and they owe a house note for their education. So what do? They come out and they can't find a job. You know what I mean? So they look at alternatives, and I was giving you the alternatives some of them take.
It's not a good alternative.
Yeah,
They don't know no better.
and that's crime. Whereas they look at their peers. Okay, their peers. Well, Johnny Jones didn't go to college. He didn't do nothing, but he's an illegal drug dealer. Okay, he got a big $450,000 house and a Mercedes. Okay, they don't know that's the road to destruction because it doesn't last. So sooner or later, well, the Russians gave you a good example of that type of thing. They knocked off a guy in broad daylight over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the fact that he did something in the system that in that system,
He ticked somebody off.
right. That happens. And the same thing happens when young men, they have no alternative. Once they get a record, then it doesn't make any difference. They can come out and work at fast food or something like that. But you can't qualify for nothing working at McDonald's.
And, you know, one of the things I got to give for what we do, we try to do something different from everyone else. And we try to give you the guidelines. We tell you, you don't really have to go out and look for a job. You can create one. During the times like right now, something Warren Buffett said years and years ago, he said, when times are hard, that's when millionaires are made. We teach you the system, because it's a process and a system to business. And see, what people don't realize, Ed, is everyone is an entrepreneur. I don't care. You can have 10 jobs. You're still an entrepreneur because your life is a business. And once you understand the process of business, and you understand financing, you understand planning, you understand futuristic planning, and how to go out there and create your own. See, nobody can make you as happy or pay you as much as you can pay you, but you got to know the process, you've got to be patient, and you got to be persistent. And we teach you that, and that's why this round table, we give you the chance to see how other successful businesses are succeeding, what they're doing. You get a chance to sit and talk to people. How often can you get in a room with 20, 30 CEOs
Right.
and talk? And you can bring your children and show them that there are so many more businesses than basketball, football, or rap music and industry. They get a chance to see things. They get a chance to learn. We teach you and guide you and help you understand the process of business. And more than that, we teach you how to do it futuristically, because you can't get into a business that's just going to last as a fad.
Right.
You got to get in one that's going to be around for the longevity of the time, where you can pass it down to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and generational. And that's what we try to give you. That's why we do what we do, the way we do what we do.
You work in conjunction with the community college also. Tell us about that. You say.
Well, yeah, I have a gentleman who teaches at one of the local colleges. And I go in sometime and teach at his class. Because, see, the way we teach and the way we educate you is different sometimes from the way the college gives it to you. Because we give you a system and a plan. And, you know, everyone can't do 4 years of college. Don't have the time to do 4 years of college. But, see, the greatest thing you can work on is you. And once you learn that you got to do, see, college and high school education is great.
Right.
Get it.
Right.
But your studies don't really begin until after you graduate. That's when your studies really began, because that's when you got to face the reality of the world and what it's going to take for you to succeed in life and in business. But like I say, your life is a business.
Mm-hmm.
And those who are most successful are those that organize their life as a business. So you must know the process.
Yeah, that's so important, you know. I know when I was going to school, you know, I'm from the old school, you know, they say, okay, what you do, you go to school, you get a college degree, and you come out and you work 40 years and retire. That's antique now.
That is very
That
antiquated.
that is antique. What you have to realize, money can work harder and longer for you than you'll ever be able to do yourself, because that's how Buffett
Yeah.
and the rest of them, you think they worry about an 8-hour day, you know, or a lunchtime, taking an hour for lunch, and that trivial thing like that. They're not involved with that type of thing.
You know, Ed, one thing that they do, that one of the things that I'm very adamant on we teach is you never work for money.
Mm-hmm.
You can work for money, but money is numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers are infinitive. So you'll be forever chasing that dollar. But if you work for success, when success pays you, when you're successful at what you do, you're going to build a better future and more wealth from working for success than working for money. Because success will pay you more than if you're just chasing the dollar.
Yeah.
And we teach them, don't work for money. Be successful at what you do, and success will pay you.
Sure, that's no doubt about it. But what happens is that we as adults, we have to sell this to the youngsters. Right now, I worked for the police department 10 years. So in the lab, I was in charge of the drug lab. And 80%, I used to go to court, 80% of the prisoners there were African Americans.
Yeah.
And what happens is that they run in, these young kids, they run into a system where, okay, Prince George County schools, they say they're doing fine, but they just lost $6.4 million in Head Start program, and then you find 50% of the youngsters in high school don't graduate.
You know,
See,
Ed,
and around the same jurisdiction, so what do you have, Montgomery County? They in the 80s, in Virginia in the 80s. And these are things that people really, that's why I always emphasize mentoring the young people
important.
into a position of authority. I have a young man that comes on the show, is a CEO, and he has a program dealing with the CEO position. And I put a lot of weight on MGM. They claimed they were going to give X number of dollars to the school system. They gave $50 million, but what happened is that they put it in the general fund.
Yeah,
And see, well, anytime you put, it wasn't earmarked for the education.
You know, Ed, one thing, we're mobile. See, we don't only do it at our institute, because I speak at a lot of places. And I speak with the police department, the fire department, and some government agencies, and some of these private colleges and universities. I speak all over the country, and I teach. And I talk and show them that you can do what you want to do if you just take the time to learn. See, Ed, today, with today's technology, with Google, and the internet, and the Millionaire Mastermind Institute,
Yeah.
ignorance is a choice. It's a choice, because all you can hit one button, you got what you want. Last month, just for the month of February, we did 15 events. I spoke at many places. You know, and I get booked a lot to travel. And the institute is available, so that's showing me that we're reaching people, and they're bringing us in to teach and explain to people how to survive. And the main thing is, people don't know how to handle their money. Children, you don't take time to sit down and show your children what it takes for you to live from month to month. Sit down with your children when you pay your bills and show them what it takes for you to pay your house note, to pay the car note, put food on the table, and pay for the utilities and everything else. Instead, we just send them to college. They graduate. When they get in college, they don't understand money. We have got to teach them. It's our fault. It's not their fault they don't know. It's our fault we don't know. That's the reason I'm so adamant on the youth division that we have within the institute. Because, you know, we've done 2 or 3 events just for the youth in the
Right.
last 30
well,
days.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, and we had the youth come in and we showed them what it's going to take to go to college and how to plan your college, your yearly college, so you're organized.
Okay, you heard it here in the Ed Brown Show. Tell us once again, we got a rep.
Okay,
Where it is going to be and what time?
8101 Sandy Spring Road. That's Suite 290 in Laurel, Maryland, 20707. And that's from 6:30 to 8:30. But we have a lot of other events. Just tune into the website.
Okay, and this has been Ed Brown, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget, go to those budget meetings. They're very, very important. You see what Trump is doing to you.
Number 45.
See ya.